Nova Prime was that Warframe people wanted to get because she was so strong and she was a Warframe that was community made. She was the first Warframe that the community built. It's not like DE decided to make it. It was a community based thing. It was like, yo, this Warframe here, she's strong. Her fourth ability locks the room down and everything. Her antimatter drop is so slept upon, but that ability is strong. Once she drops that, everything around just dies because of the multiplier it has. And on top of that, whatever you feed into the ball itself, damage multiplier, drop that thing on somebody, or you drop it on someone's head and boom, everything dies. Then when you talk about going into defenses with her, she locks the room down. When you go into survivals, at the time, people just brought a whole bunch of Novas. I'm like, I think one Nova is enough. Two, three, all that's just redundant. You don't need that much. Then when you go into survivals and you go deeper in, you start to notice Nova's weakness. When you're in a survival for a long period of time, especially the amount of duration, not even just the duration that you have, but as far as power strength, it's like, yo, we start to notice that, you know what? This may not be the best thing. And I was trying to figure as far as, instead of having all this power strength on, why don't we just do the reverse? As far as within survival, do not have that much power strength on. What happens? When you do a number of testing in the game, you start to notice some things. Of course, when you talk to people within the community when it comes to Nova having little to no power strength, it's like, wait, are you kidding me? Nah, we all die. We need to have them slowed up. We don't want them coming at us. Oh, not come at us. Meaning if there was no power strength or little power strength, we would speed them up. That's when Speed Nova became a thing. When you speed up the enemies, they will come at you faster. So when you're able to kill them in a survival, you will get those life support packs that much faster. You'll be able to sustain yourself. The only problem with Speed Nova is that when they're sped up like that, if they shoot at you, they'll do more damage to you. And of course, you may end up going down. So you have to find a way to mitigate that. When you have a squad with you, oh yeah, Nova could survive. I mean, hell, especially if you use her first ability, which has damage reduction. Oh yeah, you can protect yourself. Then later on, now you're talking about blind rage, heavy caliber. Guys were raiding the vaults more, and then when you just play long enough, play in a group setting, guys, girls, they will talk, especially girls. Girls like to talk a lot, okay? And when you hear stuff like, yo, blind rage, I sold blind rage for 200, 250 max. I maxed out my blind rage, used up my fusion cores. And I'm like, 250 plat? That's a lot of platinum. Back then, 250, 300 platinum, that was a lot of platinum, okay? You're talking about blind rage, heavy caliber, narrow-minded, overextended, fleeing expertise, tainted magnum force, all these corrupted mods that have an upside and a downside. But all of these mods, when you max them out, you break bank in the chat like crazy. It's like people know what they go for, and on top of that, if you don't want it, you could go into Volt and get it. Oh, my bad. Narrow-minded has a small chance of dropping. Oop, my bad. Blind Rage Heavy Cal has a low chance of dropping. Oops. All that stuff. So either you get it here, or you could go and farm yourself. People were buying it like crazy because they didn't want to go in the vaults. And half of the people didn't even have keys to go in the vaults. Much less have access to the planet. So I'm like, yo, kept digging, do a little research, come to find like, yo, I could break bank with these mods. All I gotta do is I'm just gonna keep playing the game. I'm not gonna prioritize blind rage, heavy caliber and stuff, because if that's the case, it will take me that much longer. And plus, there are other mods in there that needed to be got anyway. Then platinum started gaining some steam, gaining some momentum. I didn't think about platinum until I was mastery rank 15, because before that, I was just ranking up my weapons, my warframes. Those were of utmost importance because, again, there are more weapons in the game than warframes, and plus, you need the resources in order to build these things. Half of the things that you have in the game, or probably like 25%, they will take up. They'll take at least 12 hours to build. Some take 24 hours because they use rare resources like Nerodes, broken cells, etc. Argon crystals. I'm like, dude, this thing takes 24 hours to build. And most people back then didn't have 50 plat to burn or 75 plat to burn when it comes to rushing these. They had to sit there and wait. Wait a full day. Wait half of the day for that thing to finish build. All right? I'll mention just one weapon and you already know I'm right on this. Torrid. The resources back there when you try to get that Torrid, oh man, and once you have the resources for the Torrid, you build that thing right away, and then you see, oh man, 12 hours. What? Yup. Gotta wait. You don't got no plat to rush that, do you? Okay. So, just platinum in general for me, didn't cross my mind until Mastery Rank 15. And then from Mastery Rank 15 on, I start to tackle the trade chat more. And there were more things coming along the way which made it easier for players to use. But I've debunked I've debunked some of those sites where it comes to, sell this, sell that for this price and all that, when we already had a system back then which was still viable, where it gave you everything. If you try to sell this was the price. Max rank. If you try to sell this mod with this rank, it was this. It was right there. And it was specifically for Warframe. It was not no third party or some other site being created, because around at that time, it's like, yo, it's crazy. So now things is when, for me, it started to blossom even more. But as far as with me diving into trade chat wholeheartedly, it started within the clan, and there were things being said in the clan at the time that kind of pushed the envelope, and it set a path where they didn't realize the beast that they awakened at that time for me.